Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for watching. Let's play some more Total War Attila in our Eternal Empire series where things are going... interestingly. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hunnic stacks that have decided to pay us a visit after the battle that occurred in episode 51, shortly before we went on break here. If you somehow missed episode 52, we've been back for a day, so don't miss the return episode that aired, would have been yesterday if you're watching this live. If you're watching this in the backlog, then none of what I'm saying about timelines and yesterday and tomorrow matters to you. I want to make a quick technical note before I dive into the commentary on this episode. I recorded episode 52, actually episodes 52 through 57, using some new recording software that gives me a number of advantages that I'm really happy with. Unfortunately, I'm still getting used to it, and I realized that after doing all those recordings, I had a lot of, first of all, screen tearing, just some syncing that never happened with my old recording software that was unexpected. And then on top of that, I had a missing cursor for 6 episodes. And at first I was kind of like, oh, well, I've already recorded them. It's just 6 episodes, not a big deal. Well, turns out when you can't see what I'm pointing at in a Let's Play, it's really kind of experience breaking. And the more I watched just episode 52 alone, I was like, I can't do this. So I do want to, just in the interest of honesty, I do want to note that I have actually already played a certain amount of the coming turns. I know for a fact that the AI makes kind of similar moves if you repeat gameplay, because I had to play back through the content of episode 52, loading up my old save to get back to this point. But anyway, I'm speaking kind of out of order. I am re-recording the episodes that I have already practiced, so it won't change a thing as far as what you see, but I'm just trying to be completely open. The gameplay you're about to see, I have experienced to a certain extent. I got a little bit of a warm-up, so it works well in that regard, but it's just because I wanted to make sure that you could see my mouse pointer and you could experience the campaign at the same level of quality that you're accustomed to from before I changed recording software. So, just wanted to get that out there. I have 20,000 gold to spend. Ridiculous amounts of money. Let me zoom around, take a look at my armies real quick, and make sure that I can't do any more training anywhere. I'm pretty sure I've done all the training I can this turn, and indeed I have. So now separate from that, let's take a look at the positioning of our armies one more time, now that we have a cursor. Because I did a little bit of a review last time, and I'm not going to do a fully detailed review this time, but there's still kind of a need to go over what we have. I've got this spy here in Antioch, lowering corruption. Okay, so I do want to respond to a comment I got on episode 52. I realized that these armies down here, as I kind of mentioned in episode 52 already, these armies down here in Adulis and the one I'm training in Alexandria, I could really use some additional help up here. But here's my thing with my armies that are positioned in the Middle East. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And there's also some Sassanid armies that are messing around as well. I can't get too excited. And these armies as well here. I'm going to do my best to let these armies stay here because I don't want anything to fall apart on this front. We fought so hard for this area. I'm going to leave these 2 armies in place. I think I can do okay. Once I beat the Sassanids back, I should be able to peel 2 or 3, maybe even 4 armies up to here and do some additional damage to them. But the reason I'm leaving this army down here in Ethiopia is public order is still -10. If I withdraw this army from Adulis, public order becomes -11. Start to see the picture? I might not... The improvement will continue to happen with that -11, so next turn will be like -10 or -9. That's true. But at the same time, that'll bring me dangerously close to a rebellion. If I were to leave this territory prematurely with this army, I risk at worst rebellion, and at least a longer amount of time that I have to wait before I start getting taxes, like legitimate tax income from Ethiopia. So I know this army seems a little bit out of place, but I'm going to leave it here. Praetorian, I apologize. Not everyone's going to agree with my army management strategy, but I think it's worth it because I know this area is undefended. I know we're in trouble with these stacks up here, but there's not that much that I can do right now against all these guys. There's not. If they're going to slaughter me, then that's just what's going to happen. I need to make sure that this territory down here that is far away from them is locked down, protected, and just generally in a good place as far as being able to provide me resources. If this territory belongs to me and is strong, I can use the income to push back harder in this direction than I would be able to if I left this territory down here weak. See, I'm already pointing at so much stuff. This is why I'm going back and re-recording, because good lord, can you imagine watching 6 episodes without a mouse cursor? I'm so glad I decided to do this. So anyway, I've got gold. As I mentioned, I need to go around and take a look at where I need to be doing some upgrades. So one of the things I commented on before the series ended, but then never really did anything about, is I have been very, very bad with my trade jetties. These are buildings that I can upgrade. They'll take a significant number of turns to do this. So actually I'm going to go through and make sure there's no food shortage areas, because we did just have a climate change transition, and that is bad. I can also delete as many of these levy centers and army recruitment centers as possible this turn. I need to. But as soon as I'm done making sure I don't have any major food shortage issues, I am probably going to spend as much money as I can in this turn and in the coming turns on upgrading my trade ports, because that's going to bring me additional money, for God's sake. I should have been doing it a lot more. It's just one thing that I haven't paid as much attention to. I don't really even need this carpenter and Ctesiphon, so I'm going to delete that too. Let's just scroll through and see what... Yeah, see, this is a recruitment building. Let's keep looking. I don't see any major food problems. That's about to convert to a cattle herd, so this food shortage is going to get better. As I'm looking around, look here at the food and fertility indicators, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to balance out. Yeah, we don't really need this rally field here either. I guess there was a time when I was considering using this as a recruiting ground, but I'm going to disband that, because we need stuff like that less and less in this area. Even here, I'm going to... Yeah, we don't need to recruit in these areas. We need to build up our infrastructure, because these territories are going to be safe and locked down. I'm not going to do any fighting in them. We're going to be fighting up here in the northern and western sections of the map. So you're going to see me making decisions based on that. So now, looks like I'm pretty good with the food situation at the moment. Oh, wait. I can do a little bit better in Alexandria, can't I? Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade to Nicaean stables. Well, these really should be cattle pens here. Yeah, I guess this is good enough. Yeah, I'll leave those as horse stables, because that brings additional wealth, and that's good. All right, so that's pretty good. Now, it looks like Constantinople does have a pretty bad food shortage, but I'm not going to worry about them for the moment, because I'm just not confident that Attila is going to leave me alone. Again, based on the fact that I replayed episode 52, I know that there's a possibility they could do something very similar to what they did in these warm-up episodes that I did, but at the same time, they could very well not do that. So, let's see. Where else do I have trade jetties? There's one. Those are already set up as trade wharfs. Where's another one? Here's another one. Trade jetties. All right, that is pretty much all my money. Let's see if there's anything else I can do money-wise. Corinthus, I can build these things. And don't worry, I'm not going to be commenting too much like, oh yeah, that's what they did in my practice episodes if they do the same things. I don't want to break your immersion too much. I just wanted to be honest about the fact that I have double played the next run of episodes, and I might be able to predict some of the computer's moves for a bit based on that. But overall, I think it's going to improve the quality of the series. So let's see. Anywhere else that needs any kind of upgrading or downgrading of anything? I really don't have any money to do it. That's the main problem. Is this a library and a courthouse? Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. We'll leave it as is. Lots of wealth-producing buildings in these cities, which is not a bad thing. Oh, yeah, we definitely need to... Why can't I... There it is. Okay, the wrong button was popping up there. So we need to get rid of that building in Seraph. For 2 reasons. 1, because we don't need them, and 2, because if they retake the area, they'll be able to recruit less prolifically in those areas. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to do some upgrading here for their food shortage problems, because they do have a food shortage here. It's not that bad, but it's something I'll have to keep my eye on. Looks like I've got a bit of a recruiting province set up in Tripolitania. That's not the worst thing. Definitely not the worst thing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build a quarry here in Aguila. That's one of the only things I can really build this turn since I'm out of money. And now, also, let us check out our offices and see if there's anyone... Actually, you know what? I want to make sure I have enough money to do this, so I take it back, Aguila. Where are you, Aguila? Here you are. Sorry, Aguila. Let me actually make sure that my offices are as filled out as possible. Because it looks like I can promote someone to be Imperial Master of Foot. Excellent. And a Master of Soldiers. Very good. Another Master of Soldiers. And he's going to get promoted up from the military counts. And that looks like everybody. Alright. We still have money. Excellent. So let's go ahead and go back to Aguila and do that upgrade. I think we're going to do a quarry. Yes, we're going to do a quarry. Very good. Let's end the turn. Gaius Bucaleus Tranquillus. Ah, one of our generals leveled up. All right, he's one of our generals in the Carthage area. And again, I'm going to lead these armies here. I know that's a bit of a controversial decision, but once we actually are on the warpath in this area, having armies that are already positioned here and I don't have to wait to move them, and they can make immediate moves to take Carthage and Caesarea, is going to be incredibly advantageous. So just trust me on this. I think I can make it. And I would have said that regardless of the quote-unquote practice episodes that I was able to do. All right, so let's go ahead and end the turn, and we'll see what the Huns decide to do. Also the Sassanids as well. They are definitely in a position to still push back a little bit against our advances. And then next turn we might be able to make some military moves against the Sassanids. We'll see. I kind of wanted to take that turn to let public order rise in all of my relevant provinces. So that's what I did. The Tanukids have surprisingly not really been an issue for me this campaign so far. We made peace with them early on, and they're pretty much okay. Oh, the Sassanids did next to nothing, which means they're in a defensive posture. They're probably building some armies back up, which is good and bad. All right, Serdica's still under siege. Okay, Attila, where are you going? Looks like you're going down to Corinthus. Yeah, Attila's attacking Corinthus. And if I know the way Attila works, he is going to burn this city to the ground. Because the Huns like to burn, but he's the leader of the Huns, so he's a marauder. He in particular is very likely to burn things. Yep. Damn. All right. So we're actually starting to lose territory in our provinces up here, in our home area. All right, but they didn't do any other attacking. They've got Scupi and Serdica under siege. And they're raiding with some other armies. So they're doing an odd mixture of raiding, damaging, pillaging, and, well, yeah, those things. With the number of stacks they have in the area, if these stacks were player-controlled, they could literally just wash over me like a red tide right now, and it would just be death and destruction. Sclavenians have been destroyed. Okay. Political obstruction. We use his influence, Very good. Awesome. Rank comes up to 20,000. Now let's take a second, go back through our armies, and see where else we can recruit. All right, this spy has leveled up, so let's give him some additional abilities. Don't really care where. And yeah, this army needs to be built up now. So it looks like you need Praetorians. And what else do you need? Praetorian cavalry. That's 16 out of 20. Now this, yeah, we need all of these armies to be. Should I have? I don't have any missile cavalry with these guys, but I'm wondering if I should have artillery with any of these armies in the area. Interesting. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna have Lancer cavalry just because I think it'll be important to have as much cavalry as possible to fight off Attila. And then we have an army down here that's waiting to be built up as well. These crossbowmen are going to be key to being able to take care of Attila's forces from a distance. Okay, and this is going to be a very controversial decision. Well, I'm not going to do that just yet. But in the next turn, I'm definitely going to train up some artillery in Alexandria. Now, am I able to recruit agents? Where can I recruit an additional champion? Arabia Magna, I can recruit diplomats. Armenia, I can recruit diplomats. Cappadocia, I can recruit spies and diplomats. Libya, I can recruit diplomats. Media Atropatene, can I not recruit champions anywhere? I need a governor's estate. Of course I do. That's only in Thracia. So I guess we're going to recruit another champion here and then send him down elsewhere. All right, we're going to train up a centurion because he's the youngest and he also has this ability, which is going to give us additional army recruitment capacity. We're going to send him down to Alexandria as quickly as possible, and hopefully he can make it. Maybe I can go ahead and give him the order too. Good, there we go. So he's been given the order and he'll move there over the coming turns. Now, what else can I do? Public order is looking up in Adulis. Actually, I've got a lot of money too, so I need to take some time to spend that again. So let's take a look around and see what else I can break down. I can go ahead and break this down. Oh, I can definitely break that down. I need to break down those recruiting buildings as much as I can. Also, this cattle herd needs to be upgraded, definitely, because they've got a food shortage problem in Yathrib. Need to deal with that. Actually, wait. Can I move this army, like, to Hyra? That would be a much more efficient place to have them, as far as having them forward-facing. If I were to move you out of this... Okay, good. Yeah. I'm going to move these guys toward Hyra. I'm not worried about this army coming and attacking me. And in the next turn, they will arrive. So these guys are in rapid march mode. They have some attrition damage, but I'm not worried about any other Sassanid forces being able to reach them and do damage. What about Zafar? Can I need to attack Omana with this. I think I might leave them there for one more turn, just because public order in this province is really crappy, and as soon as I take another city, there's going to be a public order problem, and I would hate for a rebellion to pop up, because, I mean, look at this. This entire section here, I'll let you see, Arabia Felix is spread out across the entire bottom of the Arabian Peninsula. So, yeah. I'm not going to make any stupid moves. There. Alright. Let me go ahead and break down this guy in Ctesiphon. Where else can I break down military buildings? There's one. There's one. Oh yes, we definitely need to upgrade these cattle buildings there. Help their food shortage in Garama. That's a step in the right direction. Also, are there any other trade ports that I can upgrade? Anywhere. Let's take another look around, shall we? Some of them are already fully upgraded, so it's not that I've completely ignored it as far as being able to get that extra income from trading, but I haven't paid enough attention to it. It's something that really could have helped my income a lot. Alright, we're definitely going to build some waterworks there. So it's going to help with the sanitation issue and with just public order in general here, so that's going to be quite good. God, having the Marib Dam is just awesome. That fertility bonus to the province, the extra wealth. Unfortunately, we can't upgrade it because we're not this faction. It sucks. But that's just how it is. All right, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that cattle pen there as well, just so we don't have public order issues there. Yeah, I want to go ahead and upgrade the aqueduct as well. That's one thing I might change in the next version of my mod, though. That public order bonus from the aqueducts is a little bit high. Might reduce that just a little bit. Not that I'm complaining right now, but, you know. All right, now here, fertility is poor. I kind of still want to have more food in Amida. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and produce more food in that province. Because it's a good heartland province. There's nothing I can really build here aside from workshops. Do I really need these auxilia barracks? Really? I'm going to break these down. I just don't think they're needed. We're going to build workshops. We're going to break down those slowly but surely. And that is all my money. We're going to have to see what the Huns do now that we have so few men defending Constantinople and they have so many stacks in our territory. A lot of their stacks are suffering attrition damage right now. Some of these stacks are actually in pretty bad shape. So they look threatening, but when you actually click them, I mean, look at this one. I mean, this side of it is really, really powerful. It's all cavalry. This side, not so much. Some good volleys with my crossbowmen could eliminate them pretty quickly. All right, let's go ahead and end the turn. Oh, you know what? I didn't make any moves against the Sassanids. I am fighting two wars at once. I need to remember that. But I think the majority of my armies are in a province that where public order is kind of skyrocketing, so it's not the worst thing in the world that I'm leaving the armies where they are and letting public order improve. So next turn we'll see what we can do against the Sassanids. Suebians are one of the most powerful forces we're currently facing. They are not our enemies yet, but when we get to the Western world again, okay, interesting. It looks like they're coming down to possibly hit Sarov with some of their armies. Yeah, that's what's happening. So they're going to kill this army, or at the very least we could be in for a major fight. Actually, no, it doesn't look like that was... Usually when the army's moving slowly like that, that indicates that they have an army coming that they intend to attack, because usually other moves happen quickly. All right, now what are the Huns going to do? That's what I'm much more worried about. What are the Huns up to? Okay. Oh man, they've got a stack up near Marcianopolis. Is that 2 stacks near Marcianopolis? Oh, great. The Western Roman Empire is still around, which I find so interesting. They have some territory near Genoa, which is intriguing, right? The Western Roman separatists want a trade agreement? Okay. I'll take a trade agreement. Alright, our income is dropping drastically. Enemy blockade established? Yeah, that's not surprising. Enemy military investment in Sarov. So they've got Sarov under siege. And the Spahan province, which I think is where Sarov is. Oh no, it's where Susa is currently in really bad shape. So we're going to move this army down to Susa to head off a rebellion there. And since they're dumb enough to leave Spahan completely undefended, I'm going to come down here and take Spahan. Surprise! If you want to put, you know, the other city under siege, that's fine. Your mistake. Now that, of course, means there will be a rebellion next turn regardless, because we conquered a city. But we have just moved south from Ecbatana, and Ecbatana's public order is still in really good shape. Now let's see what we can do against these guys. Can we maybe chase off the... Yeah, we can chase off the blockading fleet. We're going to fight aggressively and sink the blockading fleet. Awesome. And now let's see about...
We cannot do that. That is impossible.
Wait. For whatever reason, I can't attack the besieging army. Weird. Not sure why, but okay, that's fine. So we've just done a little bit of damage to the Sassanids. Now let's see what else I can do recruiting-wise here. I think it's time I went ahead and recruited my new army. I'm gonna cancel these recruiting orders for a bit so that I can do this. Those are shock cavalry, so they're not going to be as strong in a fight. And we definitely want a steadfast defender. He's also pretty young, which is good. Let's reinstate the legacy of Legio 11 Claudia. Alright, and this new army is going to come into Constantinople. And we're going to start recruiting for it. Oh, alright, that's as much as we're going to spend on that turn. Now, I have a new... Yeah, this guy's our... he's going to be our recruiting booster down in Alexandria. So he's going to come all the way down here. So we have to have call to arms to use him, though. So I might actually have to use this guy in battle to do anything with him. Kind of like we have to level up our other spies first. So maybe I'll bring him over here to Arbella so he can gain some experience while he's on the way down. And that's right. I need to build some artillery here, which is going to affect my income. But as soon as this army's done training, I can send it this direction and start doing a lot of damage. Speaking of damage that can be done, we're going to move this guy to Hyra. Public order is going to do a lot better there. We definitely have a food shortage issue there, so we're going to build a farm where one of those military upgrade buildings was previously. Public order is looking much better in this area. I'm going to go ahead and build a reservoir to improve that even more, improving upon our current infrastructure there. I'm going to build a consecrated ground in Ctesiphon so we can start spreading Roman religion much faster in the old capital of the Sassanids, which is just vindictive and evil and great. All right, we're going to destroy this levy camp. I'm going to look through. All right, Siraf is definitely under siege, but there's nothing I can do about it, weirdly enough. Also, provinces with food issues, I can build a fishing wharf, and that'll definitely help. So I'll do that. And we'll go ahead and do a cattle farm here as well, just for good measure. We have lots of food production happening here in Libya, which is historically accurate. I'm going to go ahead and repair Derhakium, because I think I can get away with it. Tell you what, we're going to undo this fishing wharf order, just so that I can have the money to do it. Because they're leaving it alone, and if I can prevent public order from dropping much farther in that area, by repairing one of the cities they attacked, I'm going to do it. But anyway, before I let too much more time pass, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode here. In the next episode, we are going to continue pushing back against the Sassanids as rapidly as we can. Let's see. Yeah, we just took Spahan. And then hopefully we can take Issitus in the next turn if it's not guarded. My hope is that they have all their armies down here. They're not expecting me to come from this direction because I was hanging out here for so long. So now we are going to have the ability to bring some of these armies down on top of the Sassanids at the same time that we're going to be able to bring this army over to reinforce. And this army, of course, is going to have heavy onagers. So I would imagine within the next episode or two, we should see an end to the Sassanid conflict. And when that happens, you're actually going to see me pull back 3 or 4 different armies. Let's pull this view up again so you can see. We have so many armies in this area. This army, that army, that army, that one, that one, that one, that one. You're going to see me pull 3 or 4 back to help fight the Huns off and then start taking on Attila more diligently. Also, I am going to leave some armies in this area so they can start moving up this direction, killing some of the weaker old Sassanid satrapies in this area and taking more territory, as well as reestablishing some of the colonies that have been burned in this area. I really want to kind of come up here all the way up into Scythia and have some territory up there. It might be kind of close to where some of the extra Hunnic stacks are spawning, which is not good, but having as much territory over here, far away from the central area where the Huns are gathering, is going to be good, and you're going to see me focus on that a lot. Our income is going to keep climbing as well, because these provinces, I mean, public order is just getting better and better. Notice Adulis is looking like maybe next turn I'm going to be able to take this army out, finally. I might even be able to do it now. Not quite, but maybe next turn. We'll see. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes in Eternal Empire every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT -4 for those of you not in the States. And if Eternal Empire is over when you're watching this, the daily stuff at noon will be something else in like a historical or grand strategy, I can't talk, type of vibe. So if you're interested in that, or at the 6 p.m. slot, I do all kinds of survival, science fiction, and simulation type stuff. So again, thanks very much for being here. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit.